It is Tuesday, November 23rd, 2021, making it a Tomb Tuesday. Let's go over a few numbers real quick. TVL just a few minutes ago was up over 500 million, sitting at 494 now. Slight pullback on Tomb, sitting at 256 at the moment. T-share 10,726. That had a real good run the last 2 days. Let's go into the announcement. Business as usual for this front part, nothing new there. Now, as of this writing, number 5 TVL project on the Phantom chain, just with AnySwap, Geist, Spooky, and Curve. We can see that right here in Defi Llama. Tomb sitting at number 5. So really amazing stuff over there. If we get some more details over here, we could slide the cursor over and we could see 319 million in T-share, 95 million in FTM, 67 million in Tomb. So pretty amazing stuff. Going right back over to the announcement, finally talk about the Grim Finance full strategy automated auto compounding strategy. Now, this is different than the original 60/40. They do leave a link over here, and we'll put another link in the description so you can read over it and you can see what has changed. Essentially, for starters, right off the get-go, whatever you put into it will be split 60/40, which is clearly different than the 60/40 strategy where you're just using the rewards to split those. But without getting too much into it, make sure you read over it, know what you're getting yourself into. You can see on Grim Finance right here, if you sort by Tomb, you'll be able to see Tomb FTM 60/40. And if you scroll down over here to T-Share, you will be able to see the T-Share vaults as well for the T-Share masonry. Now on Reaper, you'll be able to get the Reaper over here, just sort by Tomb and T-Shares. You'll be able to see those right here as well. All those links will be in the description. Now, that's a big deal. It's something that people have been asking for a long time. It does change some of the pressure that we'll be seeing on the Tomb side of things and the T-Share side of things. So all of these things will eventually be worked out as we get further over and talk about this information over here, which is more use case for Tomb and liquidity being on the rise for Tomb, which is what we need in order to get the centralized exchange going. So very important for the entire ecosystem of Tomb. It's definitely worth taking a look, taking a read, but making sure that you actually understand it before you hop right into it. Now, moving over to this third little area over here, Tomb as collateral. So there's been some work behind the scenes with Mai Finance and Market XYZ. We can see Mai Finance over here, which is part of the QiDao system. We can go to QiDao's home over here, and you can see how everything will work out. Essentially, what will happen is you'll be able to take your Tomb, and without selling it, you'll be able to deposit onto the Mai network and borrow Mai. So this way you don't have to sell your Tomb. You can actually keep your Tomb where it is, borrow against it, using it as collateral, and then doing whatever you want with the Mai, never having to sell your Tomb, which is going to be a really big deal as we move further along into the central exchange, into the SEX, and into all of the DEXs. So all of that stuff is very important, again, for the ecosystem. And you'll be able to see this stuff here with Mai Finance. We'll leave that link below. And then the Market XYZ, same kind of deal over here. This is on the Polygon or the Matic network, so you'll be able to get access to that as well. Now, bringing up other networks, that does bring us to something else over here. We'll skip the Oracle just for now, and we'll go into multi-chain, which is going to be adding cross-chain. So you will be able to see Tomb eventually on AVAX, Binance Smart Chain, and Polygon, which is the Matic network that we just looked at. So again, that furthers the utility of Tomb. It allows you to see Tomb on other chains, and that means other people from other chains will now have access to Tomb. So it just further gets the word out of what Tomb is and what Tomb can do. All of that will help liquidity into the future as they try to build liquidity here for the DEXs that are coming. So not only will we see Tomb being used as one of the pairs, we'll see Tomb Mai as well. So you'll be able to get that Mai again from Mai Finance. Now, on top of all that, you'll be able to have some stuff over here with Tomb FTM LPs, potentially interest-bearing Tomb as collateral. So a lot of big news coming down as far as the central exchange is concerned. This multi-chain, cross-chain action over here is pretty insane when you're talking about having cross-chain on Ethereum, BSC, AVAX. These are well, Ethereum is a huge chain. AVAX is up and coming. BSC has been around now for a while with a ton of liquidity on there. So all the more reason to have your tomb, hang on to your tomb, as that will be useful in all of these other chains, and it's going to be big for liquidity. Stepping back up real quick, back to liquidity, Chainlink, Oracle, right? So these are all steps that need to be taken in order to get the Oracle. Now, for those that are unfamiliar with oracles, we're not going to get into that right now, but just to sum it up real quick, it essentially allows you to take outside data and then talk to inside data on the chain securely and privately. Something like sports scores from games will then be added into the smart contract. The Chainlink Oracle will be able to feed that data onto the blockchain, just as Chainlink oracles can feed data prices or data feeds in real time. So all of that stuff is coming, and all of these steps that are being taken right now are to get that liquidity up so that we can get that Oracle going. So big, big, big stuff in the works. And to round it all out down here, we talk about the FTMPAD. So the FTMPAD will eventually be coming back, and it will be adding its own token that's going to have a cat theme, as you can see right here. So you have a bit of a cat theme over here for the FTMPAD, and it says right down here that to use Tomb to participate in this token. So you will need Tomb, and that's another utility, that's another use case for Tomb, and that will help in order to get your cat themed tokens that are going to be used for the FTMPAD. So all good stuff coming, all amazing stuff in this Tomb Tuesday. It's a lot of stuff to wrap your head around. So again, don't be shy to head over to the Discord, hit somebody up in general, get some clarification, especially on these vaults. You want to make sure you know what you're getting into. You want to make sure you understand how the deposits work. You want to make sure how the rewards work, how they get split. You want to make sure you understand how the lockout periods work. All of that stuff can be answered for you in the Discord, or simply by reading through the documentation and getting as much information as you possibly can, and then ask your questions later. That will wrap it up for Tomb Tuesday, November 23rd, 2021. Keep calm and tomb on.